In a tense escalation of the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict, Hamas's Al-Qassam brigades have launched a direct assault against the Israeli Defense Forces in the northern West Bank city of Tulkarem. This attack, targeting an IDF military vehicle and involving the use of an improvised explosive device, marks a significant intensification in militant tactics. Hamas operatives detonated the device near an IDF D9 bulldozer, known for its armored role in clearing urban infrastructure during Israeli military operations. The Al-Qassam brigades released video footage showing the explosion, sending a clear signal that Hamas is prepared to expand its reach beyond Gaza into the West Bank, a shift that holds serious implications for Israel's military strategy and civilian security in the region. The blast in Tulkarem has sparked immediate concern over the evolution of Hamas's strategy in the West Bank, an area historically marked by unrest but not typically known for such direct confrontations with organized militant forces. Israel's D9 bulldozers, key assets in urban operations due to their armor and clearing capabilities, are now prime targets for militant attacks. Hamas's targeting of these vehicles suggests a shift towards asymmetric warfare, designed to maximize damage to Israeli assets and disrupt IDF operations. In addition to the physical attack, Hamas's release of the video footage serves as a psychological maneuver intended to project strength to its supporters while demonstrating operational capabilities against Israeli forces. As the IDF confirms its continued efforts to secure areas within the West Bank, residents of Tulkarem find themselves increasingly vulnerable, caught between militant operations and military response measures. Civilians in the area face heightened restrictions, as the IDF imposes tighter control in response to the attacks. For the local Palestinian population, the risks are growing. Accounts from Tulkarem residents reveal a community on edge, dealing with military patrols, curfews, and limited access to essential services as the conflict reaches their neighborhoods. The release of the video footage by Hamas compounds the anxiety, reminding locals of the unpredictability and intensity of the confrontations that can erupt at any moment. As the video circulates on social media, reactions are polarizing. Within Palestinian communities, Hamas's display of the footage is seen as a symbol of resistance, a direct challenge to Israeli authority and a testament to Hamas's reach within the West Bank. For supporters, it is evidence of an organization capable of striking powerful blows against the Israeli military machine. Meanwhile, Israeli officials have condemned the footage as part of Hamas's broader propaganda strategy, aimed at inciting further violence and destabilizing the region. The IDF has refrained from releasing additional operational details, but officials maintain that their response will be unwavering, with reinforcements already deployed to counter further escalation. For Israel, the attack in Tulkarem poses a significant dilemma. The IDF's presence in the West Bank is intended to prevent precisely these kinds of militant actions, yet Hamas's adaptation of guerrilla tactics complicates the Israeli military's efforts. With the Al-Qassam brigades demonstrating the ability to carry out targeted attacks, the IDF must reassess its approach, especially when dealing with the dense urban environments of the West Bank. This shift in strategy could lead to further militarization, as Israel aims to bolster its defenses and secure its forces against increasingly sophisticated militant tactics. Internationally, the incident has drawn attention from various humanitarian organizations and foreign governments, which have voiced growing concerns over the escalation of violence. Calls for restraint have been issued from global leaders, with repeated urgings for both sides to seek de-escalation measures. Yet for residents on the ground in both Tulkarem and the surrounding areas, the cycle of violence shows no sign of slowing. The West Bank remains a theater of conflict where every confrontation adds to a growing toll on civilian life. For Hamas, the Tulkarem attack is seen as a strategic win, allowing the Al-Qassam brigades to project strength and challenge Israeli military presence in the West Bank. The show of force, reinforced by the release of dramatic footage, is likely to energize supporters and fortify Hamas's position within the Palestinian political landscape. The group's leadership, particularly within the Al-Qassam brigades, has emphasized that such attacks are acts of resistance, intended to reclaim Palestinian territories and oppose occupation. With each engagement, Hamas reinforces its message, using the Tulkarem attack as a point of pride and resolve against the Israeli Defense Forces. Israeli forces, however, are resolute, responding with a renewed commitment to securing the region. IDF officials, despite the recent loss, assert their focus on maintaining control and preventing further insurgent activities. The military's approach in the wake of the Tulkarem attack involves heightened surveillance, tighter restrictions in high-risk areas, and swift tactical responses to prevent the spread of militant activity. As more Israeli troops are deployed to bolster these measures, the Israeli government has emphasized its priority to protect its citizens while aiming to neutralize Hamas's growing influence. As tensions escalate, residents in the West Bank brace for what may come next. The reality for civilians remains grim, with life punctuated by uncertainty, fear, and hardship as military operations and militant attacks continue to play out in their midst. Meanwhile, international observers worry about the potential for further destabilization across the region, especially if both sides continue to escalate with no clear path to negotiation or de-escalation. The Tulkarem attack, a clear sign of Hamas's resilience and evolving strategy, may well mark the beginning of a new phase in the Israel-Palestine conflict. With both sides doubling down and international appeals for peace often falling short, the prospects for stability seem increasingly fragile. The West Bank, once more, is in the grip of a complex and violent conflict that shows no sign of resolution.